r/askreddit. What's a conspiracy theory that you came up with on your own? The baby names that A-list celebrities announce aren't actually their kids' real names. They're cover-up names, or stage names basically. They do this to keep more of their children's privacy and their identity safe. The names are always bonkers, because of it's a fake name anyway, so why not? I once jokingly posted that Obama's extra deep bow to the Japanese emperor proved that he was helping Japan avenge the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The next day my young and seemingly healthy cat dropped dead while I was at work. I've said too much. You got a warning. The TV networks are paying the refs and the NFL to call more penalties and review more plays in order to make games longer to get more advertising revenue. There is no other reason for the loads of horrible calls and just the staggering number of penalties that have been made this season. I think the feds actually pay some people to drive slowly in the fast lane in an attempt to regulate overall highway speed and avoid major traffic jams / costs / due to accidents. Why the fork else would anyone possibly go that slow for that long in that lane? Every day man, every forking day. I've actually thought of that one also. It has to be true. Bruh, it all makes sense now. Women have collectively decided that I'm just too good looking to talk to. What if there's an underground women's society that fought over you but agreed to just ignore you to level up the playing field? I think that's the likeliest scenario. Oh shit, you know too much. That vampires in Transylvania were real, but not in a supernatural way, and that they had vitamin D deficiency induced anemia from sitting inside during the day. This is why they were pale, reclusive, didn't go out during the day. Anyone who's ever had blood in their mouth knows that it tastes distinctly like iron, which is what anemics crave. Yeah, I used to get anemia, but I'd eat steak, not drink blood. Don't knock it till you try it. I'm pretty certain that a chunk of activists who protest and do their work in the California Bay Area aren't actually interested in making things better or fixing anything, but rather are interested in upholding the status quo so they can continue to exploit it for a job and money. After being born and raised here and witnessing apparent progressive activists fight tooth and nail to uphold laws and regulations which have done serious damage to the region, I can't help but wonder. I grew up there too. Nothing more pretentious and fake than a bunch of rich yuppies. Many famous people like Steve Jobs and Michael Jackson actually faked their death just to start a new life. MLM are just covers for criminal organizations' money laundering operations. All the people falling for it are just bonus. This one makes a good amount of sense. All of the major American fast food brands, Wendy's, Carl's Jr., McDonald's, Burger King's social medias are run by the same person. The head execs of the companies got together and decided who would be the main roaster, and Wendy's won. That's how all the exchanges over Twitter are perfectly set up. It's all just a publicity stunt to promote Wendy's burgers. The cooperation of the other brands also gets them good publicity and some of the shares Wendy's makes from all the new customers. That time travel is real. And they removed Benjamin Franklin from presidency. Cause he was going around let's put mind your business on our money and make the turkey our national bird. They had to run that one back. Time travel is real, and the time traveler killed Hitler before things got really bad. Hitler killed himself though. Does that mean he was the time traveler? Or did he? I'm not totally convinced that Osama bin Laden was even a real person. When he was killed, I thought, oh, well, here comes some proof at least. Nope, burial at sea. They kinda had to avoid him being placed in martyr status. The tobacco industry is regulated and protected in order to keep the world population low. E-cigarettes were created to get more people addicted to nicotine and then bashed by the media, so people would start smoking to fill the void. Baby coffin manufacturers are behind the anti-vax movement. When my 1-year-old nephew died, they did everything for free, including the cremation and the priest who did the funeral. We tipped them generously, but from the start they were like, no, you don't have to pay. That I'm the only real person. I'm in a simulation meant to teach me life lessons, and everything I see and everyone that I interact with are projections of my fears or subconscious weaknesses that I'm supposed to overcome. Every negative thing is my fault. Every positive thing is my fault. I will be stuck in this cycle until I learn everything that I'm supposed to, and then I will just be shut off or go to some next phase. Finally, now you are ready for this. That's crossed my mind a few times. Not really a deep one and probably proven, but minds that receipts are purposely made to not last long, the ink fading / rubbing off, so you can't return things. Those missing socks in your laundry turn into coat hangers in your closet. I've never actually bought coat hangers, yet I have a bunch of them in my closet and have lost roughly that many socks in my life. The government controls the time zones to keep us alive. According to the observer effect, things don't exist if they aren't being observed. The government's invented time zones to ensure that somewhere in the world, somebody is awake at all times, because if all people on the planet slept at the same time, nothing can be observed, and the earth will cease to exist. I'm aware this has many flaws, as I was stoned to the bone when I thought of this. It's funny to tell other baked people and watch them have an existential crisis. Dude, that makes zero fucking sense. WTF. The reason everything is moving to cashless payment is so that no one carries cash, and as a result removes beggars from the streets. No one is able to pay, so it is no longer a profitable business for fake beggars. Therefore, the only people that are left are the true homeless, and help can be effectively applied. I know someone who offered a beggar food once instead of cash. He said no. He wanted drugs. That happened to me too. When someone asked me for money outside a grocery store, I had a cart of food and he didn't want anything in it. When it rains, God is peeing, and thunder is his farts. Native Americans do rain dances cause they have a water sports fetish. That ribbed condoms do not taste like ribs. We have already made contact with aliens and they are much more powerful than we are. They told world leaders that if they can make the earth more habitable for their kind they will let them and their family live when they kill the rest of us. This is why world leaders seem to be in a race to the bottom when it comes to the environment. They are making it ready for the aliens. That President Trump's tweets are not public discourse, but a method of manipulating the market through financial algorithms that monitor the internet to regulate their buying and selling. My own Facebook text messaging apps like WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger added voice calls and video calls just so we can allow them to use our microphone and camera in our settings, and now they can listen to everything. I have a couple. This first one is mostly for jokes though. Birds are fruit. Hear me out. Fruits have seeds, right? Well, most birds eat seeds. Thus, they have seeds. Birds are fruits. The more serious one. When we die, we reincarnate as ourselves, but in a different dimension. Listen, we've all dreamed of our life being easier, or being more attractive, or being better at something, like drawing or sports. But here's the thing, what if that's possible? And we only have these thoughts due to our past lives. Say you wish you were better at running faster. That could be a thought from your past life. That past life was amazing at running. Thus that clung onto you like your skin on your bones. Now, say you grow up to be an amazing inventor. You've just invented a new robot helper, like Bamaz from Big Hero 6 for example. When you die, what if your next life wishes they were better at building? It's not that good of a theory, but you know, a guy can dream, can't he? The government uses mirrors to spy on us. I thought they used cameras and recording devices in our computers and phones. China is putting pressure on Reddit. r/Hong Kong was rising really fast. A day later it wasn't even in the top 300 rising communities. Just saying. Money. I made the realization that Bin Laden was killed a year before Obama's re-election, and now al-Baghdadi has been killed a year before Trump's. Both claimed triumph. And how do Americans thousands of miles away know if these two men even exist? And if they're wanted fugitives in hiding, what normal respected citizen is going to be able to verify their identities? Probably a coincidence, but it's a fun controversial thought to entertain. They made Batwoman look stupid on the new show, so they can improve her costume several times, getting fan approval each time. That all these popular artists that died at 50 aren't really dead, but just wanted to leave their legacy intact without the public seeing them grow old. I prefer to think that Prince, David Bowie, Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston and Elvis are all laughing and building a boat together somewhere like the end of the Shawshank Redemption. The Pope's chicken sandwich is always sold out because there is no sandwich, and there never was. They lure you into the restaurant with the promise of this magical sandwich, and once you're there is no sandwich, but you're already there, so you might as well get some shrimp and a few biscuits. Popeye's chicken sandwich was a Chick-fil-A marketing stunt. Where do you think all those people headed after Popeyes had no sandwich? That the R-51 raid was successful, and the government just covered it up. I don't think they found actual aliens. I just think maybe some people ran into the gates and got pretty far into the base before getting caught, and the government didn't want to look bad and covered it up. Aliens imprisoned Earth in December 2012. Mayans couldn't see past it. That's why they assumed the clock ends. We are really living in a simulation now, most likely because the world did end, and aliens decided to let us continue living. They could make a nicer simulation for us. Geez. Tidal waves are really the result of Poseidon giving his children a bath. Octopus are the aliens of our planet. Think about it, they're super intelligent and can slip their bodies into almost any space. My ex and I came up with this theory while tripping on mushrooms. Thanks for watching.